Hi everyone, it's Johnny from Seed. Now I believe that every business should have a brand mantra, and I'm going to tell you why. So just over 2 years ago I was watching a TV programme when Bear Grylls met Barack Obama, and he spent about 24 hours with him in the wilderness, drinking wee and eating bugs, that kind of normal Bear Grylls thing. And there was a point in the programme where Bear Grylls turned to Barack Obama and said, "How do you stay grounded? You're the most important, most famous man in the world, and you've got a family. How do you keep them on the right track?" He said, "Well, we have routines in the White House, so I make sure that we always have dinner at the same time. We all sit around the table and we talk about our day, and he helps them with their homework and tries to do normal family things." At the end of that conversation, he says, "I only give them two points of guidance. The first one is to be useful, and the second one is to be kind." Now, after he said this, I kept thinking about it, not just during the program, but long after the program. I kept thinking about being useful, being kind. And what I realised is that you can live your whole life around that statement. So being useful, which is turning up, being proactive, being on time, working hard, just being useful, and then being kind, which is exactly what it says on the tin, which is just being kind, supportive, nice to people, looking after people. And if you live your life around those 2 points, you can't really go wrong. So I kept talking about it in the business, being useful and being kind, and eventually it turned into our brand mantra, and you've probably seen it round on hashtags and content that we put out on social media. Now, these are the positive impacts that this has had on our business. So the first one is that it's helped us make difficult decisions at difficult times. So if we have had a problem with a client or a supplier, we always look at it as how can we be useful and how can we be kind? And what you do is that you approach things in an empathetic way. So you start thinking about the why they behave that way, what are their needs and what are their wants, and how can we be useful, how can we be kind? And you approach situations in a completely different way. And it's a really interesting and great way of tackling difficult situations. It's made us better people, and because we're better people, we've grown into a better brand by having this and using this mantra. It's kept us upbeat in positive in difficult times. So if we have had low times in the business, we try and think about how can we be useful, how can we be kind, how can we give more at those times, and how can we have a better brand imprint with our clients. And it's given us more focus. So actually, when we're thinking about the way that we want to build our client base, the work that we want to do, actually we have gone back to our mantra about being useful and being kind. Hence now why we do work with brands that are trying to lower their global emissions, or zero waste companies, much more greener, ethical organisations. The mantra has steered us to start working with organisations like that. So the reasons why, or the positive things that have come off the back of this is it's given us a moral compass. So when we are making decisions or when we are actually dealing with situations, we always go back to our brand mantra. We actually use it with client relationships. So with all our clients, we try to think of ways that we can be more useful and more kind. And this has actually allowed us to have better relationships with our clients. It's allowed us to have more conversations with them, and actually it's then led on to more work. So in terms of a business, sales and leads point of view, it's actually grown our revenue. It's giving us a positive impact within our environment, and we call that a PBI, a positive brand impact. And I'm going to create a video very soon that just talks specifically about that. And we use it in our life outside of the business. So Natalie has actually made a poster that goes in our daughter's bedroom. It says, "Be useful, be kind." So we're actually starting to use it now outside of the business in our family life. So within your organisation, if you did have a mantra, you could potentially pass that on to your staff, who could then pass it on to their families or their outer circles. So I'm going to give you some tips about your brand mantra. keep it short. So ideally under 10 words, but if you can, maybe between 10 and 15 words. It should be a snappy, short sentence, if anything. Make sure it creates a positive impact, so within the organisation and outside. So it might not be specifically about what you make or what you do, it's actually the environment, the culture, the experience, or the actual purpose of the brand. You've got to keep it short. Make it visible. Have it on the wall, have it on, by the computers or wherever you work, in your working environment, have it visible. We're going to have Be Useful, Be Kind in the lobby area of our studio at some point. We have a nice big mural that everyone sees as soon as they walk into our studio, the first thing they see. You can actually create into a hashtag. So when you are putting content out there, such as videos and posts, you can use that hashtag and then relate it to your brand mantra, so people really understand what it is and what it means to you. And not only can you work by it, but you can live by it. Again, it's that moral code, it's that moral compass that, when you are in difficult situations or low times, you can go back to that and remember who you are and what you're trying to do and what's your purpose. So I hope that's been useful. If you do have a brand mantra, please let me know what it is. Stick it in the post below this video. If you're at a crossroads and you're in a difficult situation in your business, this might be the time to look at a brand strategy and look at a brand mantra to help you and create a much more positive mindset and direction where you want to take the business. But I hope that's been useful. Please be useful, please be kind, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Brand Master Flash with me, Johnny P. Brand strategy, art direction, and marketing